It's crazy to see how many people at the moment buy Mac Minis to turn them into AI assistants. But basically, everyone is getting these new ones for $600 or more. And I thought I'd give it a shot. Got an old one for $80 on Kleinanzeigen and try to figure out if you really need the computing power of a new Mac Mini or if it's all anyways running on servers and you don't need that so much. And it is working. It is working incredibly well. I am running it since almost 10 days now, and I'm basically glued to it because it's a lot of fun to do all these things and even more than I would have expected. So yeah, welcome to this channel, which I started to document this journey of trying to turn this old Mac into a running AI assistant. I'm just doing this because I think the tools are finally good enough that you don't have to be good enough yourself to get your foot into coding and automation and really using AI as a helpful tool in your daily operations. So just briefly, I'm a filmmaker, and basically my whole life I am dealing with technology in form of cameras, of computers. And I've also been working with AI as a tool in terms of filmmaking for a lot of things like green screen keying, rotoscoping. And I have been playing with the thought since a while to open up an online store for designs and little sculptures I am making on the side. This got me more and more interested in AI in terms of using it for automation. So that's why I wanted to do this test, and I'm pretty sure you get a little bit more speed if you have a newer machine, but most of the processes are running somewhere else, and this is really enough to have it running in a very pleasing way. It's really satisfying. It's running super smooth. There are some limitations with the old operating system that officially you could not even install, and you need a workaround with something called Open Core Legacy Patcher. I was afraid that combination of old machine and new operating system could be a deal breaker and it could be super laggy, but I'm very happy. And just a quick overview for right now. I am using it mostly for automation tools, and that's what I also am learning at the same time. I have these processes I can show you. Like this, for example, is my content generator work in progress. But the idea is that a webhook trigger comes in, like I upload new images, and then a router splits it into 5 parallel branches, and each branch calls Claude, builds a prompt, hits an image generation API, waits for the render, downloads the files, saves it to Google Drive, and sends me a preview on Telegram. And I can check, give feedback, and eventually I will have my lifestyle photos for my shop, basically from one message on my phone. That's the idea, that I am training my machine to, in the future, need less and less input from my side. What I also started doing is building custom tools. I started with these little widgets. This one is basically to fix a problem that I encountered when Claude Desktop tried to operate in Chrome. A lot of times the extension would break. So this is basically just pinging the sites that need to stay active and the extension stays active. So with this little program here, I didn't have this error anymore that I would come back and Claude just said, hey, I lost access. Can you restart? And it didn't do anything. What I also started working on, which I didn't expect, but it's already parallelly a project that's running, is having Claude connected to Blender with Blender MCP, which I downloaded. I will share a link later. I gave it a example task of creating this metallic heart-shaped balloon with just online Google search references. And it took a couple of iterations, but I am really happy with how far I got. And I have this little toy that I made, and I want to create a 3D scan or pictures of it or something, use AI to turn it into a 3D model, and then produce a series of it for my online store. And then for 3D printing, for filmmaking, for different kind of usage. So most tutorials that I'm watching are showing you versions that are working. They're clean and finished and basically no wrong turns. And the reality is just not like it. And that's what I thought this channel is for. To show the process, what broke, what works, what doesn't. But first I wanted to make this quick intro video to see if there's any interest in the topic. Follow the channel if you want to see more, and leave a comment if you have a question. So far it's $80. Officially unsupported, runs every day and runs well. Have a good day.